I'm Sandra MacArthur. I'm Superintendent of Schools for MSAD 13, Bingham and Moscow, Maine. MSAD 13 was chosen in the first round through the EPA to apply for an electric school bus. We've had it it'll be a year in October, and it has done everything that we have asked it to do.
My name is Lawyerson. I am head maintenance head bus driver at Valley High School, MSAD 13 in Bingham and Moscow. I've been here about 10 years driving the bus. So I'm actually the local fire chief also. When we first got it, there was quite a bit of resistance to it. Now they see it runs every day, and we've been very open with it. So whenever anybody comes around and wants to look at it or see it, I make sure that they have access to it. They ask me questions about it, and I'm very honest with them about it. And I think a lot of people have warmed up to the idea of having it.